Did it start recording? Okay, guys, welcome to BSU. Hi, guys, welcome to BSU. My name is Jeremiah Boyd Johnson. I am the Vice President of the Black Student Union. If this is your first meeting, welcome. If you are a reoccurring person that comes back to our meetings, welcome. We are so glad to have you all today.
Sure.
First, we want to let you guys know, smile, you're on camera. If you would not like, to be seen, please keep your camera off. Or if you don't want to speak on any issues, you don't have to. These meetings are uploaded to YouTube. So please watch what you say. So for our icebreaker today, we'll be doing 2 truths and a lie.
Hold on one second. Jeremiah,
Icebreakers.
Are you changing your slides?
No.
No? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought you changed the slides because I was like, well, if you change the slide, we still see the agenda, but I'll be quiet and let you do it.
Oh, wait, it's right here, right? You got it, right?
It's on the agenda slide.
What about now?
Oh, that's weird.
Still on the agenda slide. You want me? I can share my screen and see if that make a difference.
I can refresh.
Or you can
See 2 truths.
I didn't even see that.
Brittany, is it just your screen? Because I see the 2 truths and a lie.
Y'all.
I see 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, I see that.
2 truths and a lie.
Well, I'm just gonna be quiet.
Yeah, I
Does
see
anyone
it.
have 2 truths and 1 lie? All you have to do is come up and tell us 2 truths and a lie, and then we have to figure out what's the lie. Anybody want to go first?
I can go.
Oh, fair. I was from
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry, Asher. Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see. I am a biology major. I am the reigning Miss Black EIU 2019. And my family is Jamaican and Cuban.
Well, I know.
What was the first one, Michaela?
You said it was the first one?
Yeah, it was the first one.
I'm about to say you was
biology.
definitely not a biologist.
Oh, no. Wait, but you aren't you? Wait, I thought all of them was 2019. No, it was definitely 2020. You won that. The lie.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
shit.
lie. The lie was that it was 2019. Lala is definitely the 2019 Miss Black EIU.
You see, you tried to be slick with that one. I see you.
Damn. I look you stuck. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. So I found Michaela's lie. I guess Asher, you want to go next?
Yeah, I was gonna go.
Go ahead.
So I'm 22 years old. I'm 6'1", and I also helped with the marketing and design for Miss Black this year.
The lie is that you 6'1".
Yeah, you ain't 6'1".
Dang. Wait, what's the lie?
Yeah, that was the lie, G. I'm not 6'1". I'm like 5'11" and a half.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh, he bumped it.
I mean, I'm 6 feet with shoes though, so I ain't tripping.
Okay, I guess I'll go now. My family is originally from Montgomery, Alabama. I went to Walmart today, and I crossed into Alpha Fall 19.
Did you not go to Walmart today?
Yeah, you did not go to Walmart, bro.
Dang!
Y'all make it too obvious.
Let's get it.
Wait, no, they said it already. They said his lie already. Kayla was
Dang!
over here. Kayla
Why
was
y'all
over here and get on you and say that it was that you ain't go to Walmart today.
I was gonna say that sounded too kind of like.
Okay, does anyone else have a 2 truths and a lie?
Okay. So
Come on, Soraya.
I'm allergic to seafood. I'm the middle child, and you forgot. I have a twin sister.
You got
Girl,
a sister.
You don't have no damn
get
twin
out of
sister.
here.
That's
You
the
know
lie.
you ain't got no twins.
Soraya, now you know you had to come
She had
out
to
and
think about
say,
it.
Get out of here.
I
Does
panicked.
anybody-
I forgot my original lie.
does anybody else have two truths and a lie?
Well, I got a twin sister. Yeah,
You can hit the. Oh, okay. Come on, Mia.
oh, dear.
Where's she at?
Yeah.
Oh, I have 5 siblings. I like seafood and I run track.
You were on track.
Do you not have 5 siblings? That's a lot of kids.
I think the run track one.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you don't run track.
No, I run track. The lie was I do not. I like seafood. I do not like seafood.
Oh man.
Man, you tweaking.
I'm
Seafood.
sorry. Hopefully BSU can be invited to a track meet. I didn't
Girl,
know.
don't like no shrimp Alfredo with nothing.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Like, what's going
I'm
on?
allergic.
Same thing.
All right.
Same thing.
So we're gonna move on from two truths and a lie. So again, welcome. This is the agenda. Welcome. We did the icebreaker already. Reports, hot topic, ask Miss Shirley, announcements, then we'll do shout outs, and then we will adjourn. But first, reports. Does anybody in the executive board want to give any reports before I go and give mine?
I will give some announcements, maybe. I don't know about reports.
You gonna wait until announcements?
No, I'm gonna do it now. It's not really announcements. It's just some things I want everyone to keep in mind during the times. First off, if y'all don't know, my name is Brittany. I'm the president of this lovely organization of the illustrious Black Student Union. And I thank y'all for attending on this Monday evening. Please keep in mind that early voting on campus is about to start next week, I believe. So if you need to register, you can register and vote in the same day. If you have a mail-in ballot, please complete that. Make sure you drop it in the mail. There are mailboxes on campus. You could drop those in there prior to November 3rd.
Asher, do you have anything to report?
What I was gonna say. Not to report, but I mean I did have like some announcements though. Like so I was gonna say that I know that the job fairs are coming around pretty soon. So if you guys want, you can definitely go on EIU and kind of like register for there if you guys are interested in what they have to bring. I know I'm doing it, so I'm definitely gonna be there. And also just anyone who again would just be interested in like joining Trio. I know they're a good resource as well. You know, I'm part of it as well. So, you know, if anybody would like to join that or just have more questions about that, you can like, you know, reach out to me or you can reach out to Stars where I know she works with them as well. But those are just my like 2 announcements.
Okay, thank you so much, Asher. I would also like to report out that we do have a parliamentarian and a treasurer position open for BSU. We will be sending out applications to you guys via Instagram when we get the opportunity to. So I just wanted to let you know we do have a parliamentarian and treasurer position open that you guys can interview for, and we would love the help. Okay, so don't hesitate.
I'm looking to do that little ASAP.
Oh yeah, ASAP. Like you could send us an email, and I'll drop all of that in the chat before you guys leave today.
Also, we're going to be sending it out via email, not Instagram. Send
Oh,
out.
my bad. My bad.
I was thinking like Instagram.
We're gonna send it out. Yeah, we're gonna send it out by email. I'm sorry, not Instagram.
I thought we was being a little urban, a little keeping up with the times. I was like, okay.
But Instagram is for updates, but we'll email those out to you guys. All right, today's meeting will be about entanglements.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I told you guys last meeting we were talking about entanglements
Yeah.
in the Ask Me.
Oh, man.
So let's go.
No, I'm not ready for
Hot
this.
topic number one: Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. Jada Pinkett
Bro.
and Will Smith. So, of course, you guys know about the controversy around Jada Pinkett Smith and her husband Will Smith. Jada cited that she had been in an entanglement with August Alsina. So, my first question to you guys is: if Jada was Will, do you think she would have received more scrutiny? You can hit the chat box if you want to speak on that.
Interesting.
And what I mean by more scrutiny is that Jada did not receive as much backlash as people consider for men to receive backlash when they do what they do on the side, even though they weren't together. So does anybody want to speak on this question? Do you think that she deserved more scrutiny? Do you think that she would have gotten, if Will was in, if the roles were reversed, do you think she would have got more scrutiny? If Will was her?
Nah, I mean, personally, I feel like it would have been the same. I don't think it would have been worse. I don't think it would have been less or more. Only because the nature of the whole thing was, first off, crazy. And so from what I remember, like this happening in the summer, it was no secret that this is how their relationship works. That, you know, this is what they do. Like, it's ridiculous. Like they like to do this, or this is how, you know, this is how their relationship goes. And I think that a lot of people were shocked because I think some people really didn't know. But you know, I mean, because Will is a male, you know, they always be like, oh, you the man, you know. But and maybe that's how it would have been, but I don't know. I think people were really confused about this whole thing. Because I couldn't find nobody with a clear answer, honestly.
Who is to blame in the failing marriage? I would really like to know that perspective from you guys, because as we see, a lot of the blame being shifted is on Jada since everything has come out. So who is to blame, you guys? Does anybody want to speak of the issue? Like, you can hit the chat box. Is it Alcina's fault? Is it Jada's fault? Is it Will's? What's going on in their situation? Like,
Oh, man.
oh, we got somebody that hit the chat.
Somebody wanted to go. Yeah.
Denise?
Okay, I don't think it's anybody's fault particularly, but I think people were just kind of mad because, I mean, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't use like anybody's celebrity relationship that you don't know personally as, you know, quote unquote goals. So I think people were just kind of misled because I think they just both, like you said, people been knew their like relationship was open or whatever. But I think Will and Jada, they were just so pressed to still become a symbol of Black love that they kind of just led on with the facade. So I don't think it's anybody's fault per se.
I do want to say that personally, I was really bothered by this. Not so much on the relationship tip, but really because I felt like, so if you all know August Alsina's story, he was in a very vulnerable spot. Like, you know, if you know, he was like pretty close to death. You know what I'm saying? And so we looked like, initially, I think it first came about like Jada was trying to help him. And I was like, oh, that's so noble of her. Like, you know, that's really nice. And then when I saw this, I was like, dang, she really took advantage of this man. Because we're talking about somebody like who, you know, was extremely close to death, who had a drug addiction, who, you know, has been through a lot of trauma. And I think in that little not the Red Table Talk, but the other interview where he's talking, I think, you know, he was really hurt and really bothered by what happened because, you know, I guess like she didn't want to make it official with him because she was still married. And so, you know what they say, sometimes women, we mentally leave a place and we physically there. And I think that's what this was. And I think it was wrong for her to use him because he was looking to her, I felt like, for, you know, companionship to really be there. And she was looking to, you know, do her thing. So that's how I feel.
Was it necessary for August Alsina to make a song about the situation?
Yes.
I mean, I could like talk about it, I
Does
guess.
anybody want to say something about that? Was it necessary?
Asher was
Yeah, I
Oh,
go.
Asher, go ahead, Asher.
Yeah, I mean, I heard like a snippet of his song, but I really didn't listen to it because of like the subject area of it. So I was like, I really don't want to listen to it. But I think just taking into consideration just what he was dealing with personally and what he's been through, and just him recovering from what he's been through, and to like put out a song about it, I feel like as an artist, especially for, you know, for what he creates, you know, it's almost like kind of like that go-to space to like kind of like let things out, you know. And was it necessary? For me personally, no, but I feel like for him it was necessary because like I just feel like it was something that, you know, that was needed because of what he was experiencing and what he was going through, you know, especially with, you know, him and Jada and, you know, the little fling they had, you know. So I just felt like that was just his way of just I guess letting his piece be known about, you know, the whole situation.
I mean, I'm gonna give my talk on this one. I don't think it was necessary at all. I think he just should have shut up. Like he really should. He really needs to shut up. Like my thing is don't put your personal business out into the street and expect people not to comment on it. Like as soon as people start making comments about what happened in this situation, he started to get real defensive. If you don't want people to know your info, then shut your mouth. You know, and I think that was a really big problem because it wasn't necessary for him to make a song. It wasn't even necessary for him to say his piece. He was exactly what she said he was, an entanglement. So I mean, like, I don't feel like he had a place to say anything for real, for real.
I don't agree with that.
I mean,
I see where you're coming from though. Like
I don't agree with that because I feel like that's not fair. You know, it's not fair to, like, I feel like, and maybe because I'm just an extremely understanding person, I really feel like he was really taken advantage of, honestly. Like, I really do. Like, this man is a boy. That's like if my mama, maybe not my mama, but if somebody date my older brother, and I know that he having some problems, and some Kruger woman come over here and screw up his life, I'm expecting for him to say something. No, he had every right to say something, because let me tell you this: if he didn't say anything, you better believe Jada was gonna get that little red table and the little chairs, and she was gonna say something. You think she wasn't? Do you think she wasn't? Because
I agree. Yeah.
And so my problem becomes, why does he get to say something? He can't make no song about it. Jada ain't gonna make no movie about this. She ain't gonna get.
Better not.
It was so unnecessary. Like I feel like if you are the side man, if you're the person that nobody's supposed to know about, play your position.
So you supposed to be hurt in silence?
Huh?
Okay.
He didn't play his position. Like
Yes, he did.
No,
I mean,
he
I
didn't.
see where you're going with it, bro. I see where you're going with it.
You're
'Cause it's
telling
kinda like,
the world your business, and then you're getting mad because people commenting on your business. No, be quiet. You got. Just be quiet and go on about your merry way. This is not time for you to speak your piece. You learn from the situation privately and move on. We just want to hear some good music.
He don't make no more good music. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all, he put out this album, and I don't know if y'all listened to it, but I was 3 songs in, and I was like, cut it off. Like, turn this off. But yeah, his music ain't good no more. I'm sorry. I don't know if it was the entanglement. I don't know if it got to him, but
Yeah, when he was entangling with Jada, he lost his talent. But so, hey, didn't have a side position because they were in a full relationship. I wouldn't even consider that a relationship. If a woman is still binded to her husband, it's not really a relationship. It's something on the side because you see she reconciled with her husband. She didn't care about him.
But Jada and Will both stated that they were getting a divorce or separated, and this wasn't no 2 month, 3 month, 4 month thing. This was a like 2-3 year thing. He thought they were together, and his main reason for talking was because that's his story. Like, he loved her with his whole heart, and he wanted to say that. So what's the problem?
I feel like it was extra. That's just my opinion.
I respect it, bro. Like, I respect it.
I just don't. Airing out your dirty laundry like it's a Kelly Rowland
ugly song with Rick Ross on it. First of all, Rick Ross even on the song.
Wow.
My question. We gonna move on.
I just want to know, like, I really want to know. Him putting Rick Ross on this song did what for this little song? Because it ain't do nothing for me.
Jaded by her willpower. If Jaded, look, hey, how would you guys react if this was your parents? If Will and Jada, I really feel bad for the Willow Smith and Jaden Smith. Like,
them kids grown as hell. Fuck feeling bad for them.
Oh, wait.
We gotta be a little mindful of our language because
sorry, but them kids,
that's okay. That's
okay. Grown. They are both over 21. They have entanglements too.
Yeah, and they a little different. They a little off. So I don't think they really care.
I'd be embarrassed if these was my parents. I ain't gonna.
I would too.
I would too. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I'll be a bit embarrassed.
I would have to thank my mama.
Okay.
You're not gonna have us out here like that.
All right. And moving on to the last question. Was August an entanglement or a temporary solution to the empty side of the bed?
I mean, if we going off of what happened, then he was just a temporary situation. Like, if we going off of paper, then he was exactly that. Like, point blank, period. Like, he was exactly just something to fill in a gap temporarily. Like, I mean, it sucks to say that, but like, that's all he was to Jada, because of that. So
I feel like sometimes when we, first of all, this whole phrase of entanglement is so funny to me because before it wasn't nobody calling it an entanglement. Now everybody talking about it's an entanglement. Entangled is, well, we ain't entangling nothing over here. We gonna get untangled. Keep it up. But I feel like in situations like that, there is always one person who's more invested than the other. And that's obviously, just aside from the fact that you shouldn't have no side pieces, but that's a problem in situations like this. That's why things like this happen, because we see where one person is looking to fill the void and one person is looking to be serious. And that's a psychological issue. I feel like something is off. Because in the end, no one wins and no one is satisfied. All of that is temporary. So that's my word of advice to y'all. Don't get into no entanglements because it's not gonna work out. It might feel good at first, but it ain't gonna be like that in the long run.
Would anybody else like to speak on this before we move on? Okay, so I guess we'll move on. Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Bro.
So, do we need background on this?
Hell, heck no, man. No.
Now we know Meg was shot by Tory Lanez in the vehicle. So,
From the back seat in her foot.
So the first question is should we mute Tory Lanez? You can hit the chat box up here if you would like to speak on this issue. Should we mute him?
Like by mute, do you mean like should we like stop listening to his music? Like should we boycott him? Like
cancel? No Instagram, no music, nothing. Like
yeah, the same way that they muted R. Kelly, should we mute Tory Lanez? What y'all think?
Because we've been talking a lot, and we really been wanting y'all to get involved. That's what this platform for y'all. Don't be shy. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. All right, we got one.
Oh, Denise want to go. Yeah.
Okay, come on, Denise.
Okay, so I feel like this whole situation is very complicated. Personally, at the beginning, I was really like, on Megan's side, but then just so much coercion came along. I wasn't a big Tory Lanez listener before, but if a song comes on now, I'll be like, okay, let it play. But I stopped like following him on Instagram just for the simple fact that, like it is important to protect Black women and everything. But now I think it's just used as a device on each side. I think if they're going to put it out there to the public should have been entitled to a full version of both sides, because, at the end of the day, like the fans are the ones who play your music, follow you on Instagram, like all of those things. So, personally, just to sum it all up, like I'm not going to judge anybody if they don't mute him, like, because it's just so much stuff that has just happened, and people are just confused at this point.
Well, thank you for your support.
So I hope I'm saying this right. Janae, she said he only has 3 good songs, so he can be muted.
Damn.
Can we hear what the 3 good songs are?
Yeah, what's the top
What's
3?
the 3 good songs?
Please tell me, because I'm listening to Tory Lanez. You gotta tell me.
I think Proud Family.
Okay.
And
what was the second one? I'm sorry.
Name.
I don't know that.
Wait, the take. What's the take? I don't know the take. Shit, maybe it's just
the
2.
take. That's the one with Chris Brown.
I don't know that. Maybe it's just 2 for me.
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie. That song kind of hot. Let
me see what's on my playlist of Mr. Tory Lanez.
The song is kind of hot.
That whole album was decent. He was so creative.
But I feel like he should be muted, though. We should mute him simply because he was lying about it. Honestly, I could have respected him a lot more if he came out from jump saying, yeah, I shot her, we got into it. But that's just on a whole 3-month, 4-month thing of lying, saying, oh, I didn't shoot her, that wasn't me. Like, this never happened. He literally said this never happened. Like, it wasn't medical records of both her feet being shot. Like, he literally just straight up lied about it. And the first time I'm saying like, oh, I did. It's a trash album. That album was trash.
It was.
No. He can be muted by Tory.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Cause I didn't expect that.
I feel like the problem was, first of all, this story was so random. Let's start there. I literally woke up and I was like, what they mean? Somebody done shot Megan Thee Stallion. I was like, oh, Lord, that's crazy. And then I'm like, wait, you mean to tell me this little short boy shot this girl? Like, I'm just like, when did this happen? And then there was such a long period of time, but like nothing, he never said anything. And I think that was a problem for a lot of people, because when you try to figure out the truth, you want to be as objective as possible, and you want to hear both sides because you want to make that decision. I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard this, I was like, something don't seem right. Because I ain't have all the facts.
Okay. Well, Michaela, you said you had a question.
Okay.
Michaela, you said you had a question.
Yeah.
What's your question, Michaela?
Can y'all hear me? Because my computer tweaking, I think.
No,
Yeah,
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Okay, so my question was because she was talking about like how like he was lying about like shooting her and everything. Do y'all like was there ever a follow-up about the idea that one of her other friends did it and he was covering up for her? Because they talked about that for a long time, that like the friend that was with them, like
yeah.
she was actually the one who shot her and he was taking the blame for her because she got paid for something like to be quiet or something because she popped out on Instagram with like $100,000 this, $100,000 that, and she ain't even like that rich for real. So that people was thinking like somebody paid her to be quiet and he took the blame for her.
Mm.
They
I
ever
did hear about that.
about it after that, but
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
That's
and they
Yeah,
said that
interesting.
she had refused to speak too. Like they asked the girl and she said, I refused to make a comment on this. And she wasn't trying to talk.
You know, I'm sorry. I just think it's kind of weird, and I'm not trying to say that he didn't do it, but I think it's just a little weird that you shoot somebody from the back seat in their foot. You know how precise that is?
No, for real.
She
Like, do
got
you
that assassin name.
know how precise that is? Because you could have shot somebody in their shoulder, you could have shot her in her leg, in her thigh, but you shot her in her foot. That's the thing.
And it's like it's hard too because we don't really know. Like they say that some people said that like he shot up in the air, and like it's hard because we don't even know like what the situation was. Like, did she try to get out the car before she got shot? Did she get shot in the car? Like,
Right, I'm not even thinking she got shot in the car. I'm like, dang, she just busting the cap in the car.
No, for real.
Dang. Well, we're gonna move
Yeah,
on.
that's crazy.
Megan has confirmed that she is putting out a new album. Do you guys think she will address the situation in the same manner that Tori did?
Nah.
You think she's going to use her music as a platform to explain the situation? We've seen
They try to give revenge.
Savage do it. We've seen NBA YoungBoy
Nah.
like express what's going on with them. You think Megan is going to become? I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Megan, but do you think she'll become more lyrical, more socially woke, and different from the hot girl music?
I mean, me personally, like, I feel like she kind of like, even like some time went on after this situation happened, like she kind of like addressed it and she kind of just, wanted to just leave it at that because she kind of like said all she really could say about the situation. And it's like, if she did bring it up in the album, I would think it just wouldn't make sense because it's like now it just makes me feel like you just using that situation as like, more like leverage for yourself, So it's like it would just make no sense for her to say what she has to say about it and be such an advocate, for Black women and using that, using her platform, especially in that situation for that, and it would just be so contradiction if she like addressed it in her album when it's like she already has addressed it in the press and everything, and it's like I just don't see the point. I hope she don't do it, but I mean if she do then it's like, I can't control that. So
Alrighty, well, we're gonna move to the next question. It has been said that Black women are not protected, most often by Black men. What, if anything, can be done to change this narrative? So now we're getting a little deep. What do you guys think about that?
ooh, that's tough.
What can be changed?
I say we start shooting back.
Yeah, shoot him up, bang, bang.
In what way?
Sorry. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
in what way though?
I wouldn't go there.
Okay, and I don't mean like physically shooting back, but I mean, hey, if you can't take it, don't dish it out. Please don't expect nobody to be silent.
I don't think that we should be targeting each other as black men and black women, period.
No, we shouldn't.
And,
Right.
and I think that it goes back to the William Lynch letter. And so,
Wow,
they
that's funny.
separated black men and black women and put them against each other. I think the problem is that black men and black women are not trying to understand each other, and that we tearing each other down. And people are not ready for that real conversation. Like, I feel like black women are always there for black men when something happened with black men. But the moment something happened with black women, black men are silent on them issues. And I think it's unfair, and I think it's highly disrespectful. But I mean, what do you guys think? Because
I agree with what you said.
in the chat box, because I mean, this is an open discussion, it's an open forum. Like, what should we do to make the connection stronger between black men and black women?
Oh, Denise want to go.
Denise?
Oh, come on, Denise.
Okay, I can't exactly say what needs to be done, but what shouldn't be done. Like, for example, like, it was a lot of black men, like, before we knew anything about the situation, making blatant jokes, memes, like, resharing just really hurtful things. Like, imagine even potentially being shot, and you are scrolling through Instagram and you see things literally, you see people literally making a mockery of you being very like bodily harmed, so that's something that shouldn't be done, because that's not protecting black women at all. So it just goes into compassion. Like, I don't think that it's a lot of compassion there between like black women and men. I think it goes back generations. I'm not going to say like we're the first generation to have this kind of disconnect, but it just, stuff like that shouldn't be done.
I agree. Like,
Oh, we got somebody else in the
oh wait,
chat box.
oh somebody else got something.
Who we got? Hey,
Wait, I feel like many black men are not men enough.
She
Yeah,
said,
man,
I
are
feel
not
like-
men. And they are threatened by
Can
the
you
street.
explain that? Because she said,
Yeah,
I feel like many black men are not men anymore, and they are threatened by the strength of a black woman. Can you please explain? Because as a black man, what do you mean that we're not men anymore? What type of black men are you referring to?
Well, that's why I said many. I didn't mean everybody, but I personally feel like with Tory Lanez and Megan, like, regardless of what happened in the car, them arguing, fighting, whatever, he should have never put out his gun to shoot her.
Okay.
Like, that is simply from her overpowering him. That's simply him looking at it as if I'm the weaker link, and that's why I'm shooting you. I feel like many black men in today's society just don't hold those same qualities that men are supposed to have. Many do not work hard. Many do not, upbuild themselves. Many do not have, certain qualities that we see many black women that in today holding. Like, we have so many black women that are overcoming obstacles every single day, and you never see them pulling out a gun and shooting somebody. We have black women who are threatened and called out by, like, even with this whole thing with Megan, like, Megan, the minute they heard about her being shot, people were on Twitter talking about, well, she is a man, she's equivalent to a dude. Like, people were dogging her, and she was shot. And not once did you see Megan getting on Instagram calling anybody out or saying any names. But you see how August responded? August got on Instagram calling out names, calling out things this situation put out on live. So I just feel like many black men do not have certain qualities that men should have. And they see that women do hold these things better. Women do things better than they do. And they're threatened by that. Like, they just, it's just like, I don't even know. Like, and I don't even know how to even stop that. Like, that's generational. And that could be from black women, how they say black moms cater to their sons and do everything for their sons. And now these men are looking for mothers in relationships. But ultimately, it's like, I don't even know how to stop that, because you can't tell a black woman to not protect her son when black men are targeted in this generation anyway. It's like, it's just so many angles and so many issues with that. But I feel like the main reason that black men do not protect us is because we are seen as these shit. We take on everything. Like we're just seen as these people who are above all, and I don't even know, G. Like it's a lot.
I definitely,
And like
that was
that,
deep. That was deep. Like,
yeah, like
I
yeah,
definitely,
that really was.
I felt that. Like, I felt that to my core. I think a lot of black men, we suffer from not we, but hyper masculinity is a big thing in the black community for especially black men. That we have to overemphasize our, masculinity because we were told that we weren't men. We were told that we were nothing. Like we were just a slave worker. I think all of this goes back stemming from slavery. And as far as Megan and Tori goes, I mean, I wasn't in that car, so I don't know if that man feared for his life. I don't know what the real situation is. I just hope that we as a community, as black men and black women, learn how to respect each other and learn how to treat each other better. Because I do see a lot of, even in classrooms, you see the black men when people say disrespectful things about black women, the black men are silent in class. And it's a real big thing. So thank you so much for your perspective.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Denise wanted to go.
Mhm.
I just wanted to speak on kind of what she said. Like, I think, like, also, it's just a part of us being seen as strong black women, and that really only means that they're trying to, is this a word, like, defeminize us. So when you're not even seen as feminine, someone that like needs help, or like, I hate to say the word, but like, soft, things like this, happens.
Anybody else or anybody else that your box is open? How
Yeah,
black men and black women can come together? Like this is a safe space. Like, of course, like
yeah, I'll go, bro. Yeah.
okay, come on, Asher.
Yeah. It's funny because I remember like back in high school having a conversation about this. And and I guess just as I got older and as I became more, I guess more more sensitive um to just the aspect of just those two topics, like I came to realize that there is there is a lot of mixture of course, of this being like a generational thing. This also being a more like culturalistic thing, like in the black community and in the culture that we kind of like adapted to in the United States, as time progressed. It deals with, what we constantly, perceive what is right and wrong, like for our own community, how a black man should act, how a black woman should act. Um, the emotional side of that, the mental side, the physical side of that, and it can go as deep as you can make it because, at the end of the day, I feel like it's not really one big like thing that can be changed. It's more like it's like a mixture of like different color yarns on like on a ball, like a ball of yarn of different colors, and it's like you don't know which one to pick, but it's like you're gonna start which one you think is more efficient or that could be done the quickest or that's more important. So it's like I just feel like as generations go on, as time move on, I just feel like it's important for both black men and women to kind of just break those mental and those cycles, mentally, because I feel like that's where it starts, because it just starts up here, you know. Like if you can break it up here, then it's like, you can break it anywhere. So,
Thank you, Asher. Now we're going to move on to. We're only going to take 3 people for this last question because we have to move on to ask Miss Shirley. Is Tory getting charged with assault a victory, or will this be another soon forgotten case?
Soon forgotten.
Would anybody like to speak on this issue, or we can move on? I guess we're gonna move on because I guess nobody really knows. Like,
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to. My computer had did something. I was trying to say.
Yeah,
Something.
come on, Brittany. If you
No. So I think it's good that he got. I don't know. Good. That sounds like a kindergarten word. But I think it's good that he got charged with something. It shows that I wouldn't necessarily say a victory, because we know how celebrities do. They got money. They're gonna get off. I'm not sure how much, if any jail time he'll serve. But the charge does mean something, because a lot of times women who are a part of some form of domestic violence, they're continued to get abused because their abuser, is just able to reign free. There is no charge against them. So I think that it means, to me, it means something. To other people, it might not, because they're looking at it as a celebrity thing. I look at it like this is an individual who has to pay his debt to society in some way.
yeah, and just because Tory was charged doesn't mean he'll be convicted, because he's still innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
And we know how the legal system works when it goes down to protecting Black women. And it doesn't really do a good job, as you can see with Breonna Taylor and even cases before that. So I guess we're gonna move on. Now for Ask Miss Shirley. So this Miss Shirley's question, submitted by Anonymous. We get anonymous submissions. I have a friend and she is white. I just feel like ever since the looting has happened, her perception of African Americans have become prejudiced. How do I explain that looting is not a reflection of all protests? I really love her, but if she keeps demonizing the people in my community, I will be forced to not speak to her again. What's your guys' take? How do you guys feel? Anybody hit the chat box on this issue?
That's tough.
It is a tough issue, because I'm in a hard space about looting as well. What do you guys think? What should this person do?
Well, I mean, if I was this person, I think the first thing that I would really do is I would kind of just, like break away from just the looting aspect. Like I would still keep it a focus, but I would kind of break away from that, because it's kind of like you're taking something regardless of how it is being done in the situation, and kind of like, forcing it. You're labelizing it on, a race and a culture, and it's like you're kind of what's the word? Oh man. I forgot the word. But it's like, I would kind of like just break away the stereotypes. I would just kind of break away from kind of like her just kind of labeling that as a stereotype for, African Americans, and it's like go into that and explain, why it happens, and explain like the whole aspect of, media kind of like putting their own 2 cents on this, and, how, going into why it was caused, why the riot happened, why people looted, all this other stuff, and explain like the bigger picture instead of just focusing on the looting aspect, so that's what I would do,
Thanks, Asher. Janae said, if y'all real friends, she should know that looting doesn't reflect everybody. That's true. I think that's true. She should know by now, even though that you are her, well, his or her Black friend, they should know that one Black person does not reflect all Black people as a community.
Exactly.
We do have Black people in our community that are not so good people, but then we have Black is on the spectrum. There's good Black people, there's bad Black people, there's Black people that's, I mean, we come in different shades, different cultures, different color, different professionalisms. So, I mean, if her perception is just the looting aspect, then maybe she didn't have good intentions when y'all became friends in the first place. Anybody else?
That's a good
This
point.
is somebody. So, I mean, when we get the question, oh, come on, Star.
I was just gonna say, like, just like you said, there's different types of black people. Like, I think for her to like really explain it is just reversing the roles, because we could easily say, well, every white person has like a Confederate flag or has a Trump flag in their house or outside of their house. So I feel like maybe if you revert whoever this is, maybe if they reverse the roles, and she would see like how that feels on the opposite side. And then I'm pretty sure she would have the counter argument to be like, well, every white person isn't racist, or every white person doesn't have a Confederate flag. Okay. Every black person wasn't out there looting during the protests and isn't like that. So
Okay. Victoria, do you have something to say on this issue?
I agree with everybody and what they saying, and I also want to say with her being forced to, when they said I'll be forced to not speak to her again, she don't have to speak to them if she don't want to, truly, because at the end of the day, she explained her issue, she said what she had to say, and if they don't get it, that's on them. She's not forced to speak to someone if they don't understand what's going on, and labeling, it's unnecessary. So now every black person loops. When everything was going on during the whole looting situation, I literally watched it for about an hour, and I just got tired of looking at it because that's what everybody was continuing talking about on social media, and everybody kept calling my phone talking about it. So with that being said, the whole looting period is just unnecessary, and two, she's not forced to talk to anybody she does not want to talk to.
Okay, period. Yeah, I think this is a very tough situation because she said she loves her friend, like, but she just don't know how to break it to her because it is a very uncomfortable situation to talk about. So hopefully, and if it doesn't work, I hope they get like a mediator. Like if this is her roommate or something like that, maybe they can get some type of mediator to talk. I mean, and if they're both adults and they're able to hash that out, I think it's an appropriate conversation to have with your friend who's white. Like if y'all gotta have them sometimes with your friends that are different race, creed, religion. Y'all gotta have them tough conversations, in order to gain perspective, and that's just how life works. Alrighty, we are moving on from Ask Miss Shirley. Does anybody else have anything to say before we move on? We good? Everybody good? Announcements. Who has announcements? Anybody?
I do.
Come on.
It's gonna be kind of long. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. So
No, it's fine.
so the first one, here they come. So Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated will be having our bi-weekly study tables this Sunday, October 24th at 7:20 via Zoom, and we will be sending out what? Oh, well then there was a typo. I'm so sorry. It is Sunday though. Regardless of the day, it's this Sunday at 7:20 p.m. We will be having like a Google Doc form. So we're gonna be asking you like, what are like different study tips you guys have? What is a goal you have for this semester, etc. And then just to like RSVP so you can get the link. And then we're also doing we're having like a breast cancer, like domestic violence awareness type of like fundraiser to fundraise for the two causes. One of them is going to be this Wednesday, the 21st, and then the second one will be next Wednesday, October 28th. And with this, on that day too, on the 28th, we're having a Zoom call about breast cancer awareness. And for this Wednesday, we're going to have like a raffle, and you guys will be able to put your names in the raffle. And then on the Zoom call next Wednesday, about breast cancer awareness, we will be announcing who the winner of the raffle is, and you will receive your prize. So you guys are free. We would really appreciate if you guys could come support, and then if you could donate money, that'd be great too, because they're both very great causes. So thank y'all.
Thank you so much,
I
Michaela,
appreciate it.
for that. Someone else hit the chat box.
Mm.
Denise asked,
Fuck.
what's the Zoom link? Michaela, can you explain how Denise can access you guys when you guys put y'all events up?
Okay, so I could drop. Well, usually we post it on Snapchat, but we also post it on Instagram. So I could drop our Instagram name in the chat, as well as send you my Snapchat. If you would also like to do that, you also could add me on Snapchat too, because I feel like Snapchat's more direct because you could slide up and then it'll instantly send you to the link. But I'll drop both of them so you can access it through there.
Denise, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. Also, does anyone else have any more announcements? No. Okay, we're gonna move on from announcements if no one else has any more. And Michaela just dropped her Instagram in the group chat for everyone to see. Shout outs. First off, shout out to y'all. Like, thank y'all for coming.
For real,
You know how it is. Like, we love y'all, seeing y'all, even though we not, in the Charleston Mattoon room right now. Hopefully things get better. Also, I don't like to shout out to myself, but shout out to me. I just qualified for nationals. I'm going back.
Hey, okay, bro. Yes, sir.
Nationals was canceled last year. And I haven't placed at nationals since my freshman year, so I'm excited about that.
Hey, go crazy, bro. For real.
Any more shout outs? Shout out to Omicron Delta. Shout out to Zeta Phi Beta Omicron Delta Diva chapter. Thank y'all. Thank you for coming. Y'all always show y'all support.
For real, G. Like, we love y'all, man.
We love y'all. Like, y'all
don't
We
understand.
love y'all too.
Yeah.
Love y'all. We love y'all. Any more shout outs?
Oh, man. Oh, man, that was funny.
More shout outs? Okay, well, we are going to move on from shout outs. And we are going to adjourn. We will see you guys later. Love you guys. Hope to see you back next week on Monday.
Wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer.
Most definitely. Get your flu shots, too.
These are always my closing remarks. So feel free to log off when you tired of me talking. Make sure you social distance.
Social distance.
All of that.
Yes, you exactly. You stay back afterwards, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we will. See you guys.
Next Monday.
All right, y'all. Be smooth.
Next Monday. See y'all.